Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody joining us for the business case of AI and blockchain today. My name is Irina Karagaur, and I'm very pleased to welcome my guest today, Syed Mohammed Siam Al Husseini. Syed Mohammed, welcome to the show.
Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're all right. Thank you, Rena, for having me today at your show. It's really my pleasure.
The pleasure is mine, and let's dive straight in. What is your why for becoming a tech entrepreneur in the UAE?
Well, it's not about why or it's not about how it's been true. It's about how it started, right? So I believe everything that we are today, it can start it from the time that we decide something in our life. So when I was 12-year old, I decided to understand what is network, what is AI, what is coding, what is gaming. So then I went through this into deep technologies, and then I understood like, all right, that's something that really I can work on. And then I was building a couple of platforms, couple of great softwares for Microsoft, for Google, and then at the age of 13, I became number one in all GCC countries as in computer and science computations. So that was for me the biggest start, the largest start. And then I had the support of His Highness, the Sheikh Maktoum, rest in peace. So that was the biggest start for me from the beginning. So that's why I keep continue and bringing my best to this country to make it the best outcome out of my informations, out of my abilities, that I really get supported by the royal family. And then I was like, why not to give it back to the country?
That is very exciting journey. And tell us please about your company, Maincore AI. What are you building and where is your focus right now?
So main core AI, basically, it's started within the couple of friends, and we discuss about it, and we see a lot of misunderstanding within the sector of education systems. So our education system is really not good. I mean, the worldwide, right? But at least UA, US, UK, and a couple of other countries, right? They know how to do and bring the best education within their community, within their people, right? So from our side, I was thinking, why not we do gather all the best education system and we bring it in one platform and we make sure that people are getting learned in a way that they really want to get learned. For example, for a student at a grade of 10, he wants to learn exactly the same voice as his teacher or maybe as his mother, right? And then he wants to learn that in a way that he really wants to learn that. And we provide all the information within the integrated AI system. And then he easily can learn, listen, and see the AI. Actually, it's his own teacher and giving him the tips and how to educate and teaching him actually his books, which is in grades of 10, right? So everything is personalized, everything is AI integrated, and it's an education system which is works with the universities, schools, government platforms, and so on.
And so you build partnerships with schools, and how does the process look like? Is it an interactive platform? Is it sort of 3D, or there are short quizzes or learnings? How does it?
So basically, we wanted to make sure that all the facilities, all the options that is available in real lifetime, that you can have it in that application. So it's in software and application for computers and for phone, for iPads. Yeah, that's the model of it. But still, we didn't launch it yet. It's not launched yet. We signed with 6 countries at the moment, with the governments, and then still we didn't launch it. So we're gonna launch it in 2027.
Wow, that is a great application, and empowering citizens and taking on board their voices is probably, for me, the trademark of the 21st century, where a lot of technologies are good technologies are at the service of the society. So you're building something very, very exciting for me personally, because in this show we also always talk about empowerment of individuals, and our mission is to educate and empower. So it's really great to discuss main core AI and what you're building.
For me, it's my pleasure, as well as I give you access to the platform and your team so you guys can work on it and enjoying it. And by the way, the software, the platform, and everything it will be fully free for everyone around the world on education system, because I believe education should be free.
That is a great mission. It's very, very inspiring, and I hope that more entrepreneurs following us and listening to this conversation will consider doing something for the greater good and for society. And speaking of platform interaction, Mohammed, the metaverse was a key word in 2021, 2022. Dubai launched the metaverse strategy initiatives, but then the hype faded and a handful of companies remained with serious intentions. What is your take, and have you been actively building something during that time? And where do you see metaverse space right now?
I remember me and my team as well. We are created the metaverse, right? We plan to do many big things. But then it was huge hype, and it came with NFTs at that time, and then the hype just vanished, right? But that's always when it happens in many businesses. So if you remember, on 90s, when the people are starting to buy domains, right? So if you had any companies just that come up in the world and say, I have a company called xxyz.com, you will get invested immediately, right? So any .com at the end, it was something like I'm professional, it was something like we are great, it was something like the huge hype. So .com back then, it was something huge, and many people put a lot of money on it. Many people invested in many different companies, for example, eBay, Yahoo, Google. So the companies, the people put a lot of money there. But outside those professional companies, it came many other companies. Like I can tell you hundreds of other companies, they get investment of hundred millions of dollars, 500 millions of dollars. So the bubble of .com, it went so huge. So the bubble created there, and then at some point that bubble just is popped, and everyone says, oh my god, it's a normal technology now, right? So that bubble is fade out, and the really good and professional companies stays, and they built again slowly, 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 and until now they exist. And many hundreds of companies, they bankrupt and they exited from the market. So I believe we are in a time at the moment, we are in a time of exactly 1990s. It means that we had a bubble, with a huge bubble, and many people are invested, many people are put money on it, and around the world. So the big names, influencers, celebrities, and everyone. And then the bubble just pop up, and everyone says, "Oh my God, that's nothing." But the real companies, the good companies, as you mentioned as well, especially UAE as a government and Dubai, they're still building this while our future is there. That's we cannot run from this. Our education system, our kids, and still now my nephew, right? She's using metaverse for socializing, for community, for networking. So she's like 15-year-old and she's using metaverse for that. It's starting now. So people should see this, that the future is starting now. And if something comes as a bubble, wait for it when it's pop up, enter to that and enjoy. So I believe metaverse eventually will be our future.
And regarding AI, do you see it as a bubble right now?
Oh, AI is not a bubble. No, not at all. I don't want to talk about it at all if it's the bubble. AI is not bubble. It's something which is working. It's something which is there. It's something which is we're seeing the results. We're seeing what's happening with many companies, with many governments. So the AI at all is not a bubble. But something about AI that it was there, the being expensive hardware and usage of AI, which is still it's there, and people putting a lot of money to AIs for hardware and for usage of the AI. But which is I don't see it as this is a bubble. This is a usage and buying a real product that you can use. But in future, these products will be more cheap. This is what I believe.
I agree with you. AI has proven to be much more useful, but the problems and the data shows us that these problems are real: water consumption, energy consumption, compute. And one of the biggest challenges for AI right now is the topic of sovereignty. So a lot of countries, including UAE, GCC countries, are talking about sovereignty of AI. What is your take on that?
Do you mean the sovereign AI?
Yes, sovereign AI infrastructures, strategies that companies and governments are putting in place to secure their independent infrastructure,
Yeah.
resources, talent to run their
I,
AI systems.
I think sovereign AI is one of the most important strategic concepts to emerge in the AI era. So this is my idea. I believe it's so important that when we are using that, right? It's not because of technology alone itself, but because it changes how governments think about compressive, so national professionalism, right? So I there is a couple of reasons, right? And it's gaining traction is very simple with that. So AI becoming critical infrastructure. That's the main reason now. And a few years ago, AI was viewed as software, but now it's AI depends on compute to GPUs, right? It's data centers, energy, cloud infrastructure, and then it goes to talent, regulatory frameworks. So the thing is that the countries increasingly view these assets as strategic national resources rather than purely commercial products. So right now, that's the most important thing. And then it comes why, for example, why UAE cares about this, why government really cares about this thing. So they're asking, what happens if our healthcare system relies on a foreign AI provider? So as a government, I don't want my future advisors or my future AI on healthcare systems relies on AI, other country AI provider, right? So what if geopolitical tension, right, restrict access to advanced models? That's most of the things, right? Back then, look at the nuclear facilitation, right? And not any country can participate to that because of the geopolitical politics and restrictions, right? And then it could be like, should citizen data be processed abroad or not? And can our language, culture, and legal values be represented accurately in frame built models? So these are the questions that governments they are asking and they are thinking about. And there's many other questions, many other concerns, right? So the AI with the sovereign AI, that's really that is matter when he Huang he mentioned that many things has been changed, right? And UAE, I'm so happy and proud to say it's been one of the earliest movers because I know within the future, the countries, there's no war as an sword war now, and it will not be war of guns or tanks or satellites, right? So it will be the war of AI. Any countries with the strongest AI will gain more, will do more, will bring more for their people. And for UAE, that's initiatives involving organizations such as like G42 and, for example, Arabic language model, national compute infrastructure, and the largest scale AI partnerships like demonstrates the strategy that goes beyond adopting AI. That's really how UAE is bringing the best thing on table for that matter. And there's many other things, and like the rules is that like every country builds its own GPT and disconnects from the world, right? That's the main idea that it came. But I believe at the end of the day, all the countries, all the governments, all the people, all the talents, people, they should gather together. They should talk with each other and they work together at some point with peace and love within the AI system. Yeah.
That's great take. The Microsoft report, by the way, has showed that only 16% of the workforce in the world currently uses AI. So almost 7 billion people does not use AI yet. So imagine the upside. And countries like UAE, actually the highest usage of AI is in the UAE. So interestingly, there must be policies in place and government support, enterprise support for such favorable conditions. Mohammed, from your experience, from your conversations with the government, what is that thing that really the policies, the approach that makes it happen in the UAE, that positions UAE as the leading country for AI adoption?
Well, there's a couple of things it's really depends on, right? But UA as a forefront of these things, right? Like we are really bringing AI into infrastructures, energy capacity, data sovereignty, and national AI talents, and plus industry specific AI ecosystem. So how we want to bring all these AI, all these data centers, all these hardwares, all these talents in under one roof, or let's say on a country. So it needs years of educating, needs years of researching, needs years of looking towards the future. But what is our differences within any other countries? As you mentioned, UAE is this. We are jumping into what's good, and if we know that 80% is that product, it's safe, and 80% that we have control over that, and we can make sure that our community is safe 100%, and our infrastructure, our ecosystem, our buildings and all those infrastructure within deep platforms, right, will be 100% safe, then we jump in. And that's why UA always it's forefront on everything, mostly everything, right? So in AI categories, so we built many things and we are investing a lot of money on that. We are bringing many talents around the world, and we bringing many policy changes, and we're creating the regulatory frameworks for that, and we make sure that AI at the end of the day is not getting misused, is not getting in the wrong hands, and it always stays with us very safe, and making sure that people in our country, they are having the best thing out of that. So that's how we are thinking, that's how we are planning.
And this is very visionary, as everything that happens in the UAE has a vision, and there is a strategic plan that the country follows. For those who is not very familiar with the regulations or landscape in the UAE, there is a plan, and the government is very supportive. And as you mentioned, there is a huge investment coming in and programs to attract talent to the region. And as a tech founder, Mohammed, your company is in the UAE. What is the best thing about being a tech founder in the UAE?
Okay, so being tech founder in the UAE, you should follow a couple of steps. I'm saying this for entrepreneurs, tech entrepreneurs, right? So being a tech entrepreneur is that you are building yourself and educating yourself and working on yourself and testing many things to become tech entrepreneurs, right? So tech itself, it's hard. It's not easy thing to touch it, to play with it. But when you do, when you enter to that category, you really cannot go back out of that because when you enter to the technology, you fall in love with that, and then you have to put everything in your life to make the best thing out of that, right? So many people they don't understand because some people they goes with a lot of money to the technologies and they're losing a lot of money and they might gain a lot of money. That's one thing. Another thing is that there's a great talented people that comes from universities or comes from their rooms at their house, right? They're building themselves, they're researching themselves, like what I did actually, right? You have a computer, you have YouTube, you have AI, you have every system that you want to get to learn and educate yourself. You can educate yourself and then you can enter to the market. So how is it works? So basically, first you will go to pitch your idea, pitch your technology, pitch your whatever you have, and then goes to the next steps. You see, you're meeting a lot of wrong people, and you're meeting a lot of could be right people, but less percentage. But at the end of the day, you're gaining good friends, good connections, good relationships, and if it's really your technology, it's really something that is impactful, is changing something or bringing values. Trust me, within our government system, we have like Syrian funds. We have like Dubai foundations, Abu Dhabi investment firm. All right, you can go there and you will get founded. But if it's really not something is really good, and you should know as soon as possible that your product is really not great, right? You should do something else. You should do something different. So when you reach to the point that you're 90% that you're sure your product is great, is perfect, then I believe the other um, people, investors, organizations, they would love to come and work with you.
I hope you're taking notes, everybody who is listening to this, how to build a successful company in the UAE. And Mohammed, so would you advise to start with a pilot first? Or do you advise to go straight into production, have a finished product, and only then go and pitch it to investors?
Oh, it's huge category. It's huge. It's huge ecosystem. The ecosystem is so huge. The platform is so huge. You cannot say that. So it depends on that person or that company. Are they starting for coding part? Are they starting on blockchain infrastructure? Are they starting on AI infrastructure? Are they starting on which infrastructure, right? Technology is so wide. But if you are into AI or blockchain systems, right? So I believe first, the first thing after you know everything, which is as much as you know nothing in this system. But when you reach to the point that say, okay, I know about my idea that I can build it. So I believe it's something that it's a ready product. It's really much effective than something that it's an idea, right? So ideas is great, but when you build in it, it's different. So for example, as Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, the Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai, God bless him, when he says like Dubai it means you have a vision and you're making it Dubai it to the next level. And you're bringing it on table, you're bringing it on products, you're making it happen in a short time, in the best way, in great timing. And then that time, at least one person will find to fall in love with your product, even if it's bad, to start something with you. So I believe building something first to go into the market, that would be great. But you can go to the market and research and see what's good, what's bad, what is there, what market needs, what problem you're solving. And then you can create your products, your software, your application, then jump to the market.
That is a great advice. And I would like to dive into your own process. How do you develop ideas? Where do you get inspiration? Or, maybe 3 steps of your own process for product development.
That's great. So I have many developers, but my top head developers, and which is their partner as well, is two of my friends. So when we sit and talk, they told me like, uh, we are buying a house, and Siam, we are finding a lot of problems within the system of finding a house to buy. And he told me like, I want to build something that to fix that problems. And I told them okay. Then we had the meetings. They told me the problems. I told them these problems it cannot be solved, or even if you want to solve it, it needs a lot of hard work, a lot of investment, which is goes for nothing. So those problems mostly on cultural level, mostly on small problems, which is needs a lot of money to build it to fix it. So then we talk to each other, and it was like, okay, we have to do something that we make differences. We make something easy for our community. So I'm giving you the idea how things are starting, how things can go to the next level. So we said, okay, people they have a problem with the payments. People have a lot of problems are transactions and sending money to this country to that country. So we came up with an idea, the company, we call it Otally, which is it's Otally.com. And it's not launched yet, it's on to testing mode. So it's a totally fintech and Web2 and Web3 application, which is it's bringing all transactions options, facilities around the world in one single application. Plus, with an event site that people they can go and create their own events. So you create your own events, you get payment same place, you do everything same place, transaction money same place, receiving money same place. So I'm telling you, these are our steps. So when we sit together, when we talk together, we first finding a problem, and then how we can fix the problem, and how we can bring it to the market, and how it's affecting to the market. So from the name, from the domain, from the licensing regulations, frameworks, from problem solving matters, from the coding that you're using, the oh my god, so everything is matter. So take these all the steps and move on.
Well, I see my takeaway is that you always start with real problems, but also focus on social impact in everything you do. And
Yeah.
the name of the companies, do they have a specific meaning or a translation?
Well, Otally came from Italy, which is I love Italy, and then so we put Otally.
Right. That's great. If you're watching us from Italy, put a like to this video. And also don't forget to
Yeah.
subscribe. Um,
Yes.
my next question is, where do you see AI and blockchain evolving over the next few years?
Well, AI and blockchain within the couple of years. So I believe that whatever we have now as a currency, because for me, you believe it or not, like I believe your audience believe me, I didn't touch cash since now 7 months. That's a lot of that's a lot of time. So I always have my digital wallet, my banking systems, and everything is electronics now. So it's happening for me, and it could happen for many other people around the world. And it could happen with many people before that, like more than 7 months. It could be 2 years. They never touch cash, right? So for me, that was very great experience. that I told myself I don't want to have cash. I don't want to touch cash. I want to have everything digitalized, everything on the system, right? So something is happening now. Is it starting now? Is it starting a long time ago? But the affecting is now. And the next 2 3 years, I believe many people that are not using actual cash within the system, and the AI will take over within our healthcare system and healthcare and science, I mean, and AI agents will be everywhere. We can find it. And personalized education, which is like the main core as we discussed. That will be there, right? And something we have, we call it human AI collaborations. So that's the biggest opportunity. Isn't a bigger opportunity isn't AI replacing people, right? So it's people using AI to simplify their capabilities, creativity, and productivity. So this is what's it's gonna happen, and what governments will bring it on table, what's gonna change, because it's not like AI replacing humans, right? Humans which is working on them and make them professional. So within a couple of years, there's many things. It could be AI into law system, and within the court system, which is already implanted now, first ever country in the world, UAE, Dubai. And yeah, there's many things I can keep going.
That is very interesting, and not touching cash for such a long time. That is impressive. That is really interesting case. And if you are the same and you haven't touched any cash, please drop us a comment. We want to know if you are going fully digital. And Siam, what is your idea about the distribution of power between AI and human? To what extent do you think AI will take over, and to what extent humans will govern AI? Because right now there are a lot of concerns about cybersecurity, a lot of concerns around agents having access to digital wallets, companies' information. So all of these things are quite fragile at the moment. And do you think we will have human oversight that will increase or decrease?
Well, as in government planning, as in the infrastructure planning, and as in a world actually, world impactful within the AI. So I believe something that it's gonna change is that the humans and the people itself, they are the ones which is changing the AI system than the AI changing itself. So what I mean by that, right? You can have the greatest AI in the world and integrated with one robot working at your home next 10 years. So at the end of the day, you're the one who's switching that robot. And you can unplug something, right? You can remove the battery. You can do something. You can cut a wire, right? So always humans will be in power no matter what. Always humans will be in power and ruling the AI ecosystems. That AI ecosystem could be so much smarter, which is still now they are so smart. It could be so advanced. It could be like aliens, materials, things in future. But at the end of the day, it's humans doing control over them. And from now, within our systems, within our governments, we are teaching people. We are building a system within our people, our smart talents people. They're getting learn how to work with the AI in future, how to interact with AI in future, how to support AI, and how to support humanity, how to make sure when to cut the AI off, when to keep going with AI in infrastructure. So for us, it's something which is at the end of the day, again, education will be involved in every matter.
And do you see more enforcement of legislation to make humans, to put humans in control of AI? Or is it purely cultural that in the UAE that community matters so much? It is the first approach, it is the way to go.
Well, I believe the culture is already built. So the culture is there. Even you can find someone who never been to school, they're using ChatGPT or they're using Cloud AI as an advising, as an whatever matter, right? So I believe it's already a culture within every countries, and it's helpful. It's good culture. I'm not saying it's bad. But again, um, to educating right people for this system, this will never end. So as much as AI is growing, is getting smarter, so our people need to get more educated and more advanced to how going on with AI itself.
So we're looking forward to main core AI launch so future generations are empowered to take action and empowered to govern AI in the right ethical way. And going back to the go-to-market tech adoption, uh, I would like to open a chapter of Tech Tuesdays. You, as a co-founder of Tech Tuesdays, one of the most successful and well-attended events in Dubai, um, how did you come up with this idea with your co-founders? What is the original story of Tech Tuesday?
Well, I remember that I met my partner, Gordon, at an investors dinner that he was managing. And then I met him there. I said, "Oh my God, he has good energy. He has a good vibe. And then we might do something together in future." Then it didn't happen. We didn't meet. And we had a mutual friend. He connected us together. We sit together and we spoke as in breakfast time. We spoke like, "This is what I have," and he was like, "This is what I have," and okay, maybe we can start something together. And we started, and Tech Tuesdays is born at that time, 2 years ago, kinda exactly, and more than 2 years. So it takes months to, uh, not months. It takes 2 months to working on it, 2 3 months to working on it, to doing a small gatherings, to see people's reactions, to bring our own connections, right? And then slowly after that, we started weekly Dubai Tech Tuesdays. So our vision from the beginning, it was to starting something simple, getting to know people, doing networking, nothing something wow. We started with nothing, with zero investment, with good connections. We connected us to a venue, and we bring our network to the venue, so venues were happy. So basically we start with nothing. We started with our connections, we started with our time investment, and we started with our own energy within this. And now after 2 years it reached to the point that, thanks God, and everyone knows about Dubai Tech Tuesdays, right? And we opened a chapter in Abu Dhabi as well, Abu Dhabi Tech Tuesdays. And then it's gonna go to many, many other cities that we are planning within the next 3 years. So we have one set goal to make sure that people they have safe environment, good platform, and easy to do things in Tech Tuesdays. So this is our vision. And the most important thing is that how it's keeping going on, how it's bringing the value itself, how it's people are around the world, from royal families, from governments, from officials, from ambassadors, from top investors and influencers, celebrities. Why they come in there? It's only one reason, is that it's safe environments, and that we started everything based on our vision for our community. So if you see Tech Tuesdays is there, because we are consistently moving every week. Even we travel, we come back, we make sure that the Tuesday we are there. And we make sure that we are building. We make sure that we are with community. We're taking care of community. We're hearing them. If businesses happens, that would be great. If happens with themselves, that would be great. We don't interfere, and we just want their happiness, right? We just want them to come back and tell to other people, yeah, I met this person here at Tech Tuesdays, and then we make this business, which is until now $300 million has been transacted within our platform. And yeah, that we weren't involved, right? People themselves that were being involved, and they make those money, they make those investment.
That is great. And for anybody watching us who want to join Tech Tuesdays, how can they find it? Where can they join and or reach out to
Okay,
you or your co-founder?
that's great. So they can go to our Instagram, Dubai Tech Tuesdays. They can search, and or they can search my Instagram as well, UAE Siam, UAE SIAM, and or else they can go to our channel Telegram, and yeah, they can find us easy.
That's great. I hope you're again taking notes how to find the most impactful tech event in the UAE. And Siam, what can people expect when they come to the networking? Can they expect introductions, or is it very organic? Is there a structured program? Can you sort of walk us through most typical event that people would enjoy being part of?
All right, so the most general thing, except those anniversary that we have, the specific numbers that we have, the specific celebration that we have, the normal general thing, when the people come to Tech Tuesdays, they come in, they come inside, they see the people that are there, that they getting accepted to come there. So we have a lot of thousands of registration per week, but we are accepting 200 to 300 people maximum to come there. And when you get accepted, you come there, you meet really good profile people. And because our team, they're checking their profiles, checking their backgrounds before they come in there. Because we want to make sure that the quality is there, and a good people, good startups, it's meeting good investors. This is what we want to see, right? Even that we are not taking any benefits out of that, because we are following the UAE visions, His Highness the Prime Minister, ruler of Dubai, Sheikh Mohammed visions. So we're giving the platforms. So whatever is happens there is good for them, and let it happen. So there is a program on a speaking part. So mostly starts at 8:30 to 9:30, and then we have speakers, we have keynotes, sometimes panels, sometimes fireside chats, sometimes mix, and then we have community introductions, and our good heroes, we call them heroes, our members, they go, they do introduction with our community. So our community, they can talk about their business, all the world will hear them, because everything will be get recorded within our sponsors and our partners, like Dubai News and UDM, the media. So within those platforms, we bring them to the market, and people, they can see, they can learn, they can see who they are. Yeah, so it's fun. It's basically more fun, and there is a lot of connections happening, a lot of businesses happening, a lot of education things. It's happening. Yeah.
That is great. It's a very synergistic and curated platform. And can you spill the beans a little bit and tell us what could potentially be the next city? And if you want people to get involved, do you have a call to action how to participate in Tech Tuesdays and perhaps become a local partner?
Okay. So again, they can reach to us. They can reach to me, and then on my Instagram. Why I'm saying the Instagram? Because I like that platform. So they can reach me there. and my team is working within the platform, and they're bringing them to their WhatsApp. I have development team, I have my assistants, so they help you to get the maximum out of what you're doing, and they put you in the right positions.
Thank you for sharing this, and I hope that we will see Tech Tuesdays growing fast in the GCC region and probably even beyond. And
Thank
I would
you.
like to get back to the entrepreneurial journey that you have and ask you if you have an advice, or what advice rather you have for an aspiring entrepreneur who wants to build a business in the UAE.
Well, the advice it's the advice is always hard to give, but also hard to do it, right? So, what I always tell entrepreneurs, they're in technology, they understand me, whatever I'm saying now, right? So, focus on ecosystem, not on technology. So, most people are chasing models and GPUs. The real value is created by connecting governments and academia, investors, startups, enterprises, and infrastructure providers into one ecosystem. So, if you focus on ecosystem, you will have everything, right? Because ecosystem, some things you don't know and the other companies knows. So, I believe there's many advices like build more relationships before opportunities. So when you're meeting people, when you're networking, when you're going to see people, so build relationship first. You don't need, or I don't want, when you come and say hi, and you, in your right hand you're shaking hands, and your left hand you're holding your business card, right? So build relationships. Let me get to know you. Let people get to know you. Let people find an energy, find an connection with you. So when it happens, it's easier for them to work with you or invest with you or help you or advise you. So I believe the building relationships is much more matter than jumping and seeing an opportunity like this is your last opportunity in life, seeing something, jumping and asking something, right? So build relationships that's more effective for you, for your company, for your life, for your future. And other else, it's this is what I do actually, and I tell people if they want to do it. So solve national challenges. So the strongest like sovereign AI projects, right, address real problems such as public safety and healthcare and education, sustainability, logistics and economy and whatever, right? So solve something in national challenges. When, if you, or when you can manage and build that, so the government, they would love to have you and work with you and pay you a lot of good money because you're solving a national challenges, right? And what else? Like, yeah, there's a lot of things, but be honest, be nice, don't cheat people, and always think from your heart, and then decide with your mind. Yeah.
That is a great advice. Yeah. Thank you so much. And would you like to share any news or any upcoming events with our audience?
Of course. So tomorrow there is I'm speaking at the Forbes Middle East, and then after that we're gonna go to Dubai Tech Tuesdays in Dubai Opera. It will start 6 p.m. and the program will start around 8. So most welcome tomorrow in Dubai Opera, and we would love to have you. And yeah, that's it.
That was great Thank you so much. We had Mohammed Siam Al Husseini joining us today, sharing his entrepreneurial journey and his advice to aspiring entrepreneurs, as well as tips for building successful business and community and the ecosystem in the UAE. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Rina. You, your team, and everyone behind this platform. I'm proud of you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So this was the business case for AI and blockchain. Thank you so much for joining this episode. We appreciate you being with us. Please subscribe on YouTube and follow us on LinkedIn as well. Wishing you a great day and evening. Stay tuned for the next episode.